After that, we have Kacper, Koziorzębski, and Ian Surdu. This fight is a 176-pound fight. Ian Surdu is a really good striker. You look right here, 7 knockout wins, 1 submission win, and 2 decision wins. No wins inside of KSW, no wins inside of Brave CS so far. Has gone 0-2 inside of those promotions. Lost 1 fight to Thomas Romanowski by unanimous decision, and then Kevin O'Rourke by first round knockout. Before that, was doing amazing. Second round knockout win, first round knockout win, first round knockout win, first round knockout win, another knockout win, a decision win, 1 loss, and then a bunch of more finishes. The man has power. The man has some decent submission skills, but in this fight, even though he's gonna have that power advantage, he's gonna have a super slight reach advantage of 0.3 inches. The height advantage is going to no one. They pretty much the same exact height and pretty much the same exact reach. The striking is gonna be very even, but the power advantage in the striking game 100% going to Ian Surdu. But Koziorzębski also has some really good striking. You look right here, 4 knockout wins, 3 decision wins on his record. And now, even though both fighters have most of their wins coming by KO TKO or winning their fights by unanimous decision, it does not necessarily mean that they're both just going out there and trying to get the knockout. That is not what Koziorzębski is gonna do in the fight. He also plays a really good wrestling and grappling, fighting at a real grappling roll claw. There's really good grappling and a really good wrestling. So in this fight, the striking will be very even. I give a slight edge to Ian Surdu in the striking game. I think this fight is probably the closest fight on the entire fight card, just because of the power advantage and the speed advantage that Ian Surdu is going to have in the striking game. But in the grappling and wrestling game, that's where Koziorzębski is going to do the best, because he's going to keep the fight very even in the striking game and use some of his takedowns and his wrestling and his grappling skills to get the fight down every now and then in the fight. And if he gets the fight down just for a couple of minutes every single one of the rounds, I can definitely see him winning the fight by 29-28 unanimous decision. But I can also see Ian Surdu going out there, keeping the fight on the feet, and landing a big right hand and putting down Koziorzębski in the fight. One of those two things that can happen here to really powerful strikers right here. But the grappling and wrestling is the one thing that kind of sways me just a little bit, just a slight bit to Koziorzębski. I think it's a really close fight, because if Kacper cannot get the fight on the ground, he's gonna lose the fight in my opinion. Because I think Ian Surdu has a very slight striking advantage in the fight. So Kacper is gonna have the slight wrestling and grappling advantage, and Ian Surdu is gonna have the slight striking advantage here. So it's really up for grabs on who's gonna get the takedown. If the fight's gonna stay on the feet, if it's gonna go to the ground. It's really, you really do not know until the fight happens. So I don't know, man. This is a close one. This is definitely a closer fight for KSW 60, but I'm gonna be going with Koziorzębski. I think he can definitely keep the fight very even in the striking game. Definitely has some very good striking skills. In his last fight with Marcin Krakowiak, he was doing amazing, dominating the fight, getting takedown after takedown, and just got caught by guillotine in the last round with like a minute and a half left in the fight. So after watching that fight and how dominant he looked in the wrestling and grappling game, I think he can do a similar thing here against Ian Surdu. So I will be going for the slight favorite in my opinion, in Koziorzębski to win the fight by 29-28, the unanimous decision. Again, a very close fight for KSW 60. Ian Surdu, a lot of power right there, but I will be going with Koziorzębski to win the fight by 29-28, the unanimous decision.